Are you confident putting money on it that Olise stays at your club?
No. Look, buddy, we're not doing this. You're talking about everyone leaving. I've never said that.
I didn't say everyone. I gave a few names.
Who's leaving, D? Who's leaving? Tell us who's leaving.
I don't know exactly who's leaving, but I can tell you who's most likely to leave, and that would be Mark Gahey for 2 reasons. One, his contract expires in 2 years, and there are talks about maybe he doesn't want to extend it, so now it might be a good time to cash in. But just to brush off all these myths, Glasner spoke about it. He said that, yes, I spoke with the board. We don't need to sell anyone. Steve Parish has said it. We don't need to sell anyone. And in fact, on top of that, we're about to sign a player without selling anyone, another defender.
Who?
As well.
Who you selling?
Why are you buying this, D? I'm sorry, D. Let me just bring it back down to earth, yeah.
No. Don't bring it down.
Hold on, D. Wait, D. Before you cut in again. Hold on, D. You are a Crystal Palace fan, yeah. You are a Crystal Palace fan, okay? When the big boys come calling and they offer big money for your top players, you're not gonna keep rejecting it. Hold
on. So you're not a big boy then. You don't support a big boy team. That's fair enough. We got that clarified because when the big boys came for Elise, hey, you know what he done? He signed another extension. So, anyways, that's brushed off. Chelsea and big boys, and just like okay, then we can talk about Zaha as well with loads of other clubs that were interested in him. I guess loads of clubs are not big boys then, because
if we're not big boys, what does that make you then? Because we've beaten you 12 times in a row.
We beat you logic based on your
I'm talking based on your theory. Just because
we're still a big club.
Elise rejected you.
You're telling me our success has disappeared then? You're telling me our success has disappeared now? Because we've been in the market.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your own logic. You're saying that if the big boys come calling, which you lot were twerking hard for Elise, he rejected you. So if that's the case,
your club rejected us.
Club is not big based on your logic. So
it wasn't Olise, bro. It wasn't Olise that rejected us. It was your club that rejected us.
Stop saying this.
Because you didn't like how we tapped up your player.
You need to come to the reality of this new Chelsea Football Club. You're not who you think you are, bro. On this new ownership, you're not.
If we come in for Olise again, we're serious. We'll get him.
No, you won't. No, you won't. He didn't sign a new deal. He didn't sign a new deal after rejecting you. He wanted to. You don't sign a new deal if you're so desperate to leave the football club. You don't do that. You don't either reject and leave the new deal.
Again, let me bring it back down to earth again. D. Yeah, Olise got offered a new contract and his money was shot up. It shot up. Yeah, and on top of that, because you're gonna give him a new salary, he was like, cool. I'm gonna help you lot because this maintains my value.
So why did you not join Chelsea? Hold up,
this helps my value. Hold on, D. I don't think you understand how contracts work. The guy got given a new salary, right? And he at the same time he helped maintain his value. So when it's time to move him on this summer, which I reckon he does move on, whether that's Chelsea or Man United or whatever, I reckon he moves on this summer. Yeah, it's to help the club. It's to help the club recoup that money back. That's all it is, bro.
Do you know what? I have a slightly different.
But why did it tell me this? Forget my new contracts. Look, I hate when Chelsea fans say yeah, I'm gonna jump off after. I need to go as well. This theory about Chelsea, about we were gonna take Chelsea to court. Are you not that deluded? Like, bro, just have a bit of just think about football. You think football is black and white and think that players don't tamper and agents don't tamper, football clubs don't tamper with other football clubs. Do you really think Chelsea backed away? You're not so dumb that you've been caught up in this delusion, and that's why you're in the mud right now, Don. Because of your ownership. Your ownership can sell you all these plans and all these lies. You think that the only reason Elise didn't join is because Crystal Palace was going to send Chelsea to court. Are you telling me that clubs don't talk to other players under contract? Are you gone, then, Don? You tell me. Answer this. Are you telling me
Lewis Hall
in this they have dinner and they have meetings on your
Lewis Hall. Hold on, let me give these guys some context as well. Lewis Hall was on the verge of joining your club. That broke down because of the relationship broke down because you lot weren't happy with how we tapped up Olise. That's what it was.
Yeah, but we weren't going to take you to. You think? Okay, are you not that shook that you couldn't go to?
And the funny thing is, Steve Parish was very petty after Olise signed that new contract. He was very petty and basically indirected Chelsea when he put that picture up. saying he's not going.
You tried to do fishy business, which other clubs do, but you flopped, bro. You flopped.
And you threatened to stitch on us.
You ain't got it. That's why you don't even have a manager right now. You flopped once again.
I got him, lad. I got him.
Bro, you ain't got no one. I'm right now because, bro, I got a manager. I'm looking up the table. You right now don't even know where you're heading towards because I'm hearing McKenna. I'm hearing De Zerbi. You don't have an ownership that knows what they're doing. So come back to me, Don, when you know who is even running your football club. Because right now, I'm hearing Chelsea fans say that they want your ownership out of the football club. And you're hyping up to me talking about Elisa will join.
Last season, I witnessed my club last season finish 12th. I witnessed my club score 37 goals, but we still beat Palace twice. You know,
it doesn't matter.
Mid-table pretty much all season.
Now it doesn't matter, D. Now it don't matter when you beat. Interesting. Interesting, D. That it don't matter that they.
I need to go. But Don, all I have to say is a bit of reality check, bro. You can't keep saying that everyone's gonna leave based on your football logic. Based on logic.
Nah, D, big up to you, bro, and I'm gonna rep right now. I want to rep for you. Now, basically, I just felt that maybe Don's point was a bit disingenuous. I think football's changing. I think the man, them, and the players that are playing now know that. Do you know what? We're not just going to be running away as soon as a big contract comes in. I think Elise stayed because he wanted to improve himself. He wanted to continue to cook, and he made a conscious decision. I'm not going, and I don't think he's going to go this year either. I think he's going to continue to cook, see what Glasner's doing, and then maybe at the end of next season, if Crystal Palace don't show the progress or don't show the levels that he's looking for, then I think he moves on. But I think that a lot of the men them are moving abroad and trying to get other opportunities because they know that these clubs, what would be the point of him signing for Chelsea and being on the bench? We've seen it over and over again, top talent moving. Look what Man City did to poor old Calvin Phillips. This guy was a baller, literally a legend at Leeds, and he couldn't get a sniff at bloody Man City. And then his bloody, kind of his confidence has been shot so much that he couldn't even do anything at bloody West Ham. And if you can't do anything at bloody West Ham, then you know your bloody career's gone down the pan. So for me, I think it was a smart move by Elise to stay there. And I don't think anyone can be shaking their bum that Chelsea comes in with an 8-year contract and you will go. And also because Chelsea is a right mess, man. Exactly. I wanted to ask you, Don, you convinced me last week that Chelsea was on the mend and that you had won all these games and that you were on the way up. That I even said to Northside the other day that I could see Poch potentially title challenging or even winning the league with Chelsea with the amount of resources. And then you guys go and sack the brother. Mutual agreement nonsense. You sack this brother. So you man are not serious. We can't take Chelsea seriously anymore. The sooner
I'm so happy, man. Look at him. Don's so happy.
I need to cut. But Don, trust me, we'll have conversations. Just remember what's going on at your football club, yeah? Before you talk about
everyone. That's now we're coming. We're coming.
The doors come through. The door's open. I ain't shook one bit about Chelsea. If it was any other big football clubs that are serious, then I'll be shook. But at least they're leaving Chelsea.
Why do you keep buying it?
I ain't shook. Just go sort out your ownership and your new model because I don't know what Chelsea stand for right now. Anyways, you're dusty. Remember that. And you ain't doing nothing next year.
Fully dusty.
Oh, big up, D, man. Yeah, Don.
What's your question? Sorry.
When you come on, man, Lawless went, Don, your club is a disgrace. So I'm gonna let Lawless have the mic, man. Yeah. What do you mean by that, Lawless? Come on.
It is an absolute disgrace. When I see this, like, I was looking forward to this show before the news because obviously, look, Don had been giving Poch shit all season, and this man made a miracle. He got that disaster of a team 6th place. 6th place. The highest finish in the post-Tuchel era. The highest finish in the Todd Bowley era. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right? What he done was huge. 1 loss in his last 15, yeah? 5 wins in a row. Things were looking up. He was proving the haters wrong. Young squad. He was turning it around. Imagine another transfer window comes. bolster the squad. Imagine what he could have kicked on to do. And so I wanted to finally see if Don was finally going to give him his props. But before that, look where we got to here. Is from what I'm hearing, it was mutual consent because Poch weren't getting the assurances. This man has just performed amazingly the second half of the season for your club, and you can't give him assurances. You can't back that man. Disgrace. And look how many managers Todd Bowley's gone through already, and he's been here 5 minutes. Circus of a club. And I don't see how Don can sit there, smug, smiling, all happy, like, yeah, we got rid of Poch. Poch is gone. Oh, we're going places. Like, do you not see who's running your club? How can you be smiling, happy, and confident with this clown joker, Todd Bowley, and all them other clowns running your club? I can't see Chelsea going anywhere and doing anything.
Don, like, you've been waffling so long, I've forgotten my point.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. He tries it. He tries to
waffling. Garbage. The truth of the matter is, it's a test and learn season. You're chatting like he inherited a good team. He didn't inherit a good team, bro. He inherited a mess. Yes, you've got good players, but he still had to work out with all of these good players that I have, all 50 of them. Remember, you had about 50 players. I got to get rid of some, and I got to then have try and build a squad.
Why are you lying, though? We haven't got 50
what
players.
What people were telling me and criticizing Postecoglou about is, what was the point in having a good start to the season if you're then going to drop off towards the end? And that I should be extremely worried. And that people were also saying Chelsea started off slow, and then towards the end, it looked like it started to click, and it was working. You said the last 5 games. The truth of the matter is, the last 5 games, last 6 games, it looked like it's clicked. So common sense would say, let's see if we can take this momentum. Let's see if we can take this clicking into the new season. The fact that, Don, you can sit there and say, because of what happened earlier in the season, when he's still trying to work out your best lineup,
8 months.
Is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, bro.
So wait, no, Deji. You're shameless. You know why you're shameless, Deji?
It does take that long, bro.
I'm sorry, Deji.
It's his first season, bro.
Let me just say, Deji. I'm sorry.
You're chatting rubbish.
Hold on, bro. Yeah. If you bring in, let me just take this away from football. You've got a lawyer that's got 15 years experience, yeah, and they go to court and they're not even able to argue against the defendant, yeah, argue for their client, bro. That firm is gonna sack them because that's a bare minimum you expect the lawyer to do. You need to be able to go to court and argue for your client, right?
Let me tell you why that analogy is
15 years experience and he can't do the bare minimum and playing people in their normal position, bro.
Stop it with the positions, man. Everything's about the fucking playing in normal positions. Is Ben White a right back, Potts? Is Ben White a fucking right back by trade?
He's in a better system. He's in a better system. With the players that are more experienced.
Playing him in his normal position.
And also,
we're a new team. We're a brand new team. Arsenal are, bro.
Don, I don't want you. I don't want you ever talking about my learned friends ever again. You and the law don't mix, okay? Don't be chatting about lawyers, yeah?
They call me a lawyer. They call me a lawyer in the chat.
You're definitely not a lawyer. I don't know what sort of lawyer you are, mate. You're probably a street pharmacist. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say to you, my bro, is legitly. It's not the same because the context, the stuff is different. He's come into a Chelsea team with billions of pounds, with a whole load of players that he's got to clean up, that he's got to work out a system. And I've been saying this. I say this to Arsenal fans. I said it to Dan. I said, you got to move things around, test it, move it. Some of the ideas, you might not like it. It might be wild, but eventually, over time, you will get there. Let me give you a classic example from my club, Tottenham Hotspur. People kept calling for Van der Ven to go left back. Van der Ven. But in his head, because I've managed that grassroots. Sometimes you have an idea in your head, and until you're forced to make a change, you probably won't test it out. So Tottenham had Van der Ven centre back, and they were like, you know what, it's got to be Van der Ven and Romero centre back. That's all we can do. Then he put Ben Davis there, didn't work. Then he put Emerson Royale there, didn't work. Then he said, you know what? Let me put Van der Ven out on the left. And guess what? It bloody worked. It was all right. Yeah, we didn't win against City. But moving forward, in the next season, if your doggy was to get, if we didn't bring any new players into this squad and your doggy gets injured, guess what? Van der Ven will go left back. That's what happens. You learn your squad and then you start moving the pieces around. This brother has started to move the pieces around that you're starting to win games. Even your guy up top is starting to bang and score goals. And then that's the point that you got rid. People criticize Spurs and say these men only want to finish top 4. You man ain't serious. With all that money, you know what I think it is, that what's going on at Chelsea, Lawless? These men are money laundering. They're not looking to win. They're just spending money and bringing it round through the gate receipts. That's what it is, bro. Because it don't make sense. Your club is showing no ambition. There's no ambition.
No, this is ambition. This is ambition because the season, bro, is 38 games. It's not 5 or 20 games. It's 38 games, yeah?
But and you finished 6.
It's already come out today that Egbali and the 2 directors, Winstanley and Stewart, they grilled Poch for 6 hours, yeah? And I know they were asking him, okay, against Nottingham Forest, why did you do this? Against Bournemouth, why did you do this? And the guy was probably translating. He probably brought his translator back from Southampton days.
As if them pricks know football to be grilling Pochettino about why they did anything.
Remember when Poch first came and he had a translator at Southampton? He probably had him again. He called him back here. I said, bro, I need you because they're going to grill me today. Yeah, they sat him down with the documents, bro. It even came out that they came out with data. They brought all the data and they showed him everything. And they said, yo, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And he probably wasn't able to answer. Because even when Saraya, who's a Chelsea journalist, asked him the other week, why did you play Gallagher at left wing against Sheffield United? He said it's to add balance to the team. And I'm like, bro, all you're doing is imbalancing the team. Because when we played Sheffield, the left-hand side was redundant. It was redundant. Cucurella doesn't break his lines like that. It doesn't overlap. And Gallagher is not a winger. So he was attacking from one side. So it wasn't a surprise to me that Sheffield were attacking us a lot more than we was attacking them because we weren't set up correctly. So
all right, Don, let me ask you this then. Yeah? Let me ask you this then.
Let me just say something anyway, yeah? Because these lot, I read through it anyway, yeah? These man just want us to keep Poch because they know that the progress is going to take 55 years with this guy. Do you know what I mean? But then, guess what?
It's over. You know them way there. It's over.
It's over. Yeah? It's over. It's gone. You get me? Now we just need to make sure we get the right replacement. You get me? Poch ain't here no more. If you love him that much and you think he's the man, you take him at your club. Sack Andrew and take him back. Simple. I don't want him. I don't want him.
Listen, let me ask this, right? Because Don, you want De Zerbi, right? That's your number one. That's a fan. That's your number one. I guess he's on the list. There's a long list of people. I'm hearing Maresca and McKenna also on this list. So this list is long and weird list for me, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I've got 2 questions for you, right? But the first one, I'm going to put this first. Do you honestly believe if De Zerbi had this Chelsea side that you would have finished above Aston Villa or Spurs this season with De Zerbi?
I do.
Why?
I do.
Why?
You're a madman.
I think that's like I said, Potts. Listen,
would he have played them in their right positions? Though?
I'm just repeating myself now. Everyone knows my take. I know these guys are not world class, and most of them aren't Chelsea level. But at the end of the day, they are still professional footballers who play football every single day, and we still have good players in this team. Yeah. And the past 5 games, and certain games early on in the season, Arsenal at the bridge, yeah, Man City, all games, yeah, Liverpool first game of the season. We have showed that these guys, when they're set up correctly, they can play well and they can do well. And for me, if De Zerbi was here, he would have used the squad correctly, bro. That's been Poch's biggest problem. It's very clear, bro. Very, very clear. That's been his biggest problem.
So this is my second question then, because it's a nice segue. Are you going to have the same energy if it doesn't go well for De Zerbi, if he doesn't get you in the right position for that? Or are you going to give him time because you like him more? That's what I want to know.
Bro, if De Zerbi was to come in and flop, then I'm sorry, there's no hope. Because I just don't see him not working with these players, bro. There's already 3 players here that he's worked with before, bro. Levi Colwill, he's worked with Caicedo, and he's even worked with Mudryk before. I don't see a world where De Zerbi doesn't work with these players, bro. I just can't see it. So if he flops, I'm sorry, there just might not be hope for Chelsea in it. We might just be cursed. You know what I mean? Lawless has put a curse on us, clearly. Because I just don't see it.
Maybe the players ain't as good as you believe them to be. Maybe that's the reason.
We just battered you 5-0, man. High five. High five. I
Oh,
think you forgot
wow.
about that.
Wow, that's
I
an
don't-
achievement this season.
I don't
Wow,
see.
Chelsea.
For me
You said you were
personally,
Got a new deal then, innit? Tottenham got a new deal then, innit? Huh?
for me personally, I don't see Chelsea coming back unless Daddy comes back.
That's it.
Bro, Roman.
Like, legit. You guys fell off when he left.